Um, Welcome to this call. This was a call that used to be called Mondays with Dale. It's now MDC Mondays, Africa edition. We're still using my Zoom address for now because we didn't want to make too many changes too quickly, so people would lose us. Eventually, it will be going to a different Zoom address, but again, welcome everyone. This is a training call. And today we're lucky enough to have Daniel Kamani, who is doing great things in Eastern Africa. He's been working the Kenya, I believe Tanzania, Uganda, DRC. He's all over the place, and he's doing a wonderful job. He's a great leader. He's a great mentor. And he has some training for us today. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to my good friend, Daniel. Daniel, you're there.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, welcome. And it's all yours. I'm turning it over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dale. First and foremost, let me start by thanking you for the support that you've been offering us. It's great. We really appreciate. We don't take it for granted. And we really look to win it big, especially in Africa. I can't forget also to mention our great office leader, Mr. Stephen Kavilu. He's working tirelessly to make sure that we are moving mountains for real. He's spending sleepless nights. And we really appreciate him for all the work that he has done. Yes, something else, I would really want to thank all the leaders in this call today. It's through your tireless and working so hard to make sure that we succeed with MDC, especially this part of Africa. And I'm very certain, my hopes are very high that we will succeed. We will succeed. So something also I wanted to say is that today we have an interactive session. To begin with, we'd like to hear from leaders because basically we want to stop mark timing for real. We want to increase the numbers. We want to increase the orders. We want to make sure that we step up this game until we are the number one volume. We are disposing. We are buying, or we are buying a lot of executive parts on a monthly basis. So today, I set some leaders in place to tell us exactly what is happening in their markets. First and foremost, I want to thank Mr. Dr. Musa all the way from Congo. He's doing a magnificent job. So far, 30 executive orders this month. That was great. Thank you so much. You've even surpassed our targets as leaders. That was wonderful, Mr. Musa, Dr. Musa. Secondly, without forgetting Mr. Alfred Adabati, all the way from Juba, all the way from South Sudan, Juba. Excellent job. Last week, I remember you placed it was 9-10 orders. That was magnificent. Let's step up the game. We also want to learn from you as well. Tell us what you're doing extra. Secondly, leaders, please, you also have an open mind, especially today. We need also to be, they call movers, okay? We make sure that by all means, MDC succeeds in this part of Africa. So to start with, without further ado, I want to welcome Mr. Stephen Kavilu. He had some nuggets to share. Then after that, we can continue as the leaders of MDC in Africa. So Mr. Stephen Kavilu, please share your nuggets with us, and then from there we can continue. Welcome, Mr. Stephen.
Thank you very much, Daniel, for the beautiful introduction and bringing us up to speed. Again, I need to reiterate and congratulate our leaders who are moving this market to the next level. I would want us to see if we can actually be able to replicate what they're doing. And I think, Daniel, through this session, we'll actually understand why we are able to grow the way we are growing and how simple it is. Because I think I do not want to say we want to recreate the wheel. It's already round. So, I mean, for us, it's just to know how do we move it now from point A to point B. We are not going to say we are going to do a new design of the wheel. So, without further much ado, I would want to talk about simplicity. How do we connect? How simple is it to actually do the FFX business? And where we actually, where do we need to be? Because I think in Africa, we may be looking more than we may be looking at more than what is actually at our feet. And why I say this is because I met Donna. I think she's on this call, and I asked her, look, upcountry, what do people use in the African context? And most of the people usually use kerosene. Now, how do we move it to the next level? We have points of being able to sell this kerosene or paraffin, if I may use that word. And if we're able to get people to use together with FFX, you actually get a very big number of people or households in the rural area, not even in town, in the rural area, including our towns and cities, who actually are on this petroleum product. And I don't need to reemphasize, if actually somebody is using a mixture of FFX and a bit of paraffin, you actually get a longer duration of burn time, or there's value back. And that is how we can actually be able to do this. And this is why I said it's important to understand presence again on the ground. Very, very important. Where do I say presence? If I show you how to do something, or I learn value from you of how to usually use the product, then why can't we not increase? So again, we are pushing, or rather for the month of May, I'm pushing for something we call stockists, rolling over stockists, who are people who actually have, or leaders who have products with themselves on the ground. So when you're talking to somebody, you actually share with them. They see the product, they touch the product, they understand how the product works and everything else. So that for me has worked. And I'll give you a very good example, the market of Dr. Musa. That is what they have been doing. And that's why we are able to get the kind of results that we are getting today. So if you'll allow us, we just need to be very simple on how we explain some of these things. Our motorbike riders, our daughters, our mothers, how do they apply this product? Because I think that is the most important part. And I don't think that is Greek. What is most important is how do they use the product? Availability. Can I actually get the product if I go down the street to my friend and collect it from them and use it together as per the ratios which are agreed upon? Yes, you can. And these are the opportunities that we have as people who are going to try and create this new market. So it's important that we agree. Sorry for the noise. I'm together with my daughter. And say hi.
Hi.
Okay, good enough. Okay, thank you. So this is the future. And this is why we simply say, look, how do we apply FFX? Let's just not think commercial. Let's just not think. We must think simple. And I think that's the most important part of it. Daniel, if I would ask you, how many people would you know from your home village, or just within where you live, within your home in the village? How many places do you know that sell paraffin or kerosene? Daniel.
Several. I know several.
Have you approached them? It's as simple as that. And tell them, look, this adds magic to your product. Okay? If your kerosene has been burning for about a period of maybe what? For a liter, you'll get maybe 2 nights or 3 nights. This will give you up to 5 nights. What they're looking for is just value. And the minute that you're able to give them value, and I tend to think FFX the perfect product that you can actually do, then we'll start discussing numbers. Because every day it is a need for them to use FFX together with their kerosene or paraffin. Daniel, that's my nugget for today, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the wonderful sharing, Mr. Steven. Thanks a lot. Before we also come to the other part of nuggets, today I want it also to be interactive. We want to get to hear from leaders from different parts of Africa. What's happening in your country? What's your target market? How many people are you talking to? And which people are you targeting? Because for instance, for me, like now, if I can give you a good example, I've started targeting people that had assumed before, but this time around, I want to give them a big shot. They are the motorbike owners, right? It's really turning out so great because basically I have people who are saving even 40. You can imagine 40 to 50% of their savings. That's a very significant amount. Have several, and actually they have opted into buying the 120 ml bottle. We have a very good version of 120 ml bottle. I also want to thank the leadership for coming up with that. It has very good measurable things. You can even measure fuel factor X that you can put to even 10 liters tank of motorbike. So there are a number of them in here, and the results are so good, despite the fact that some are skeptical, but I'm very much sure we'll get there. All right. So without further ado, I also want to also invite other leaders. Okay, let's set the pace all the way from Tanzania. I'd like to just share with us exactly how are you going on with your part? What is making you to lag behind? How comes the numbers are not increasing? Okay, exactly. So that at least we get to share and get to know how we can move forward as a team, because we are one family, I believe so. Okay, I believe so. So basically, we are supposed to work hard to make sure these numbers are increasing on daily basis, the people that we're inviting for these calls, and also the orders. We should make sure at least we have reached to a level that we are not lacking 100 executive packs per day. So how should we reach that goal? Because basically it's our ultimate goal. So Mr. Grayson, I know you are from Tanzania. I know you are a leader. Please share with us exactly what is happening in that part of Tanzania. Exactly. And yes, sir. Welcome to the podium. Welcome, Mr. Grayson. Mr. Grayson?
Halo.
Hello. Unaruhusiwa kuongea Kiswahili tu, just talk. Say something.
Sawa. Habari ya Nairobi?
Nairobi kuzuri.
Poleni na mafuriko.
Yeah, thank you. He's saying how is Nairobi? Sawa, endelea ndugu yangu.
Sawa. Ndio, habari ya majukumu, sisi tupo.
Yes.
Sasa nimerudi kwa fujo, nilikuwa na mambo mengi, nilikuwa nashughulikia, sasa nimemaliza sasa.
Yes, wonderful. He's saying that he had some things that he was taking care of. Right now he's back. Yes, Mr. Grayson, yes.
Sasa nimerudi, sasa nitaendelea kufanya order.
Yes.
Na nitaendelea kuleta watu, lakini bado tunapata changamoto ya watu kujoin, watu kuingia kwa sababu ya mzigo kuchukuliwa Nairobi mbali.
Okay.
Ndio.
Yes. So apart from that, which other challenge? Yes, we can hear you. Kando na hiyo, ni changamoto nyingine ipi ulio nayo?
Changamoto nyingine hapana, ni hiyo tu.
Okay.
Ndio.
Good. That's very good. That's wonderful. He's saying that the only the challenge that they're getting is that he has people in place who wants to make orders. But now when they hear that the consignment is coming all the way from Nairobi, they're like, let the consignment reach in Tanzania first. And we had discussed. And I'm talking, Grayson, just wanted to tell you that I'm talking to a guy who's in Dodoma. And also even you promised me that you'll take a bigger consignment. At least you make product available in Tanzania, right? So basically, work hard towards that. Make sure that we have, even if it means 10 packages, that is in our jurisdiction. We have to work hard towards that. We have already done it in Congo. We are doing it in Uganda, and we believe we'll do it in Tanzania too, right? We had also talked with Mr. Swebe. He was also looking forward in a way that he'll make products available for Tanzania. So it is in process, because basically we need to increase these volumes, this volume of orders. We need to increase. We need to make sure we hold each other's hands, and we make sure that we get to those high levels. Those high levels have big orders. Something else I wanted to, I can see Mr. Eston was also prepared to talk today, but somehow he has an unstable network. Eston, are you there? Mr. Eston, did Eston not there from Mbeya?
Unmute, mwelekeze pale nani kwa unmute.
Hello, I'm available now.
Hello, Mr.
Hello,
Eston.
can talk to me? Yes, please, how are you?
I can hear you. We're good. And you, how are you doing?
Now I can present. I can do my presentation now.
Please do. Welcome.
Okay, I can have your time. So thank you for having me.
Please, yes.
I'll use English so that even Mr. Daniel is getting what I'm trying to say.
It's okay, sir.
Why in Tanzania FFX is not doing well as compared to other countries like Ghana, Nigeria, Congo, Kenya, and Juba in South Sudan? There are 1 or 2, 3 reasons why we are not doing fine. Why handling FFX in Tanzania only one issue is completed, like certificate of incorporation of, which is done by BRELA. It is a complete case. Now when it comes to certificate of registration for taxpayer identification number, which is called TIN, is not done. When it comes to TBS, which is Tanzania Bureau of Standard, which is TBS, it is also not done. When it comes to this issue of what we call, we have this issue of TRA. This case of TIN is a TRA case. TBS, it is also another case of, which is like in Kenya, whereby we have any product comes from another country, just to get a certificate of whether it is fit to be. That one is not done. When it comes to other issue, like as I said, there is this issue of what we call when you are registering when you are registering a company in Tanzania, you have to have what we call company limited on shares, whereby it is known as memorandum and articles of association. This one, it stands for MDC. MDC, which is multiple choice, my daily choice for Africa Limited, whereby for Tanzania, which Mr. Daniel has gave me. We have it in that paper. So when that one is done, there are these papers, as I have mentioned earlier, said company limited by share. This one has to have all the Tanzanians who are now owning or having shares in that. So we don't know who has done all this registration, because for us, as we speak, as per now, we don't know who is handling our case of registering. Moreover, Mr. Daniel gave me the paper that Mr. Sweb, the certificate of incorporation is already done. So this person has registered he has registered certificate of incorporation as a one paper on behalf of us, but us, we are not aware who has done this work for us. So we need to have that one, because we Tanzanians were supposed to, or as citizens, we're supposed to do that work, we ourselves, which is done by another person. And the most important issue is why the incorporation shares we do not have. We don't see that. We didn't see even that paper. So we're supposed to have it to see because we are the leaders. So it would be easier for us to do what? To make sure that which stage we're in as Tanzanians, so that it will be easier that how many, like for example, Mr. Grace and the other person maybe could be 3 or 5. We have shares on behalf of MDC in Tanzania. And as long as also for that one, if we have it in place, it's easier for us. Instead of having commodities or FFX product from Kenya, we shall be having straight from your side.
Okay.
That's the case. I'm still coming. So that one is done. If it would have to be done, not.
Okay.
So that's the again another reason why we are failing to go to sell our product in Tanzania. We do not have those papers. Okay. As long as when you are caught by this law enforcers, you are trying to have live meetings with the people or those consumers, for example, they would say, okay, Mr. Do you have a license for this product? We shall say, no, we don't have. Or maybe it could have been easier for us if we hold what we call an ID, which embraces us as we are working on behalf of MDC. Saying this, what you call,
yeah. Okay, Stone. Okay. Let me first of all allow Stephen to respond to that, and then I'll add a few words, because basically today it's all about getting to know how do we need to increase these volumes, because we must increase the volumes. So Stephen, please respond to that.
Okay. First and foremost, I want to appreciate the questions which have been put across. Bwana Ashton na Bwana Grayson. If you'll allow me to answer both in English and Kiswahili and give you a small history of where we are and what has happened, it would be very good. First and foremost, My Daily Choice Tanzania is registered, fully registered. Okay, and the paperwork is ready, and we are ready to engage business in Tanzania. We also are registered with TRA, that's Tanzania Revenue Authority. We have a TIN number, fully registered. What I don't have are what we call consumers in Tanzania. And it is very difficult for us to be sending 2 products, 3 products into Tanzania where we don't have consumption. And that is where we ask ourselves, what came first? Is it the egg or is it the chicken? Kwa ufupi, na ndarudia tena kwa ufupi ndio kila mtu aelewe. Kusajiliwa kwa kampuni umeshafanyika. Na hisa ambazo zimepatianwa ni za kampuni in full, yani kwa jumla ni za kampuni MDC. Okay? Kama kampuni ambayo imejisimamia kwa wenyewe, a private company. Cha pili, usajili wa TRA tumeshafanya. Lakini kubeba mzigo mdogo inanishinda, na ndio nilikuwa nauliza nafasi. Nitafute washikaji ambao tunaweza kuwa na products zinatosha. Mkinipa mzigo ama mkiniambia mnataka mzigo wa 10,000 Tanzania, ndalipia chenye kinahitajika kuingiza mzigo Tanzania na kulipia hadi TRA, sio shida. Lakini nikiwa na product moja mbili kwa hiyo process ama hiyo kwa huo mfumo, yani that whole process, ile hela inatakikana ni nyingi sana, hata inapita ile kiasi ya product kuuzwa kwa market. So kwetu tunasema hii ni kama umefanya purchase yako kibinafsi, ndio unaona tunatumia kidogo, lakini mkinipa, sema niko na mtu wa duka ama mtu anajisimama anakuja anasema nataka mzigo wa 10,000, ndatembea naye hadi penye tunatakikana kupeleka mzigo. Kama ni Mbeya, tutapeleka Mbeya. Kama ni Dar es Salaam, tutapeleka Dar es Salaam. Kama ni Arusha, so nafasi ya kupata mshikaji ama mtu ambaye yuweza katusaidia kuingiza mzigo ama kuingiza biashara Tanzania imeshindikana. Na hapo ndio inakuwa kweli wa mambo. So upande wa Tanzania, ningependelea kuwauliza ningeomba mmoja wenyu ama wawili wenyu muingie mseme sawa, nimeshika upande wa Tanzania, mimi ndio kiongozi ama mimi ndio mshikaji wa biashara upande wa Tanzania, na tutembee na wewe. So I'll repeat it again in Kiswahili, in English. My challenge is not sending products to Tanzania. The cost of sending products to Tanzania is prohibitive if it is small quantities. And I think that is something that we have been discussing with Dale on how much should we spend on how to send products one to Tanzania. It is very expensive. But if I can get somebody who can actually take a collective role or collective purchase on behalf of the Tanzania market and tell us that they will help us take it to the Tanzanian community and market, then I'm willing and ready as Stephen, the representative of within East Africa and MDC Africa, to help you establish the products in Tanzania at our cost, hopefully. Okay, so sio kushindwa. Natafuta watu ambaye tunaweza tembea na wao. I'm looking for people who we can walk this journey together with, who are committed. So I think na nimejaribu kujieleza vizuri na vile naweza na Kiswahili, na Daniel
umeeleweka sana.
Nimeeleweka sana.
Umeeleweka vizuri sana.
Yeah, so kwangu sisemi ati Watanzania tumewakata ama tutaki wafanye biashara. La. Naomba nikuwe na mshikaji ambao ndio.
Samahani, mimi nimekuelewa, usiende sana na mtaitranslate kwa Kiingereza hiyo ninayosema.
Ndio.
Mimi nimekuelewa, natoka mwanzo nimeeleweka, na hata wadau wangu niliwaambia kampuni imeshasajiliwa Tanzania.
Ndiyo.
Na tulikuwa tuna chati na Mr. Dale pia alituambia hivyo, akasema Tanzania inabidi mpambane ili muwe na wadau wengi kidogo. Mkishakuwa na wadau wengi kidogo, tuna uwezo wa kuleta mzigo moja kwa moja Tanzania. Sasa tunapaswa sisi tulioanza biashara Tanzania tupambane, tushikamane ili tuweze kuleta timu kubwa, alafu tuonekane kama vile kuna watu ambao wanaweza wakachukua biashara kubwa na Tanzania ikawa sasa na yenyewe ikajitegemea. Wenzetu Kenya sasa hivi mpo vizuri. Mimi nilivyokuja Nairobi Januari, niliona watu wanavyofanya kazi. Wewe sheri tu wanaweka. Watu wameshaelevuka. Kwa hiyo sisi wa Tanzania, nataka nimwambie ndugu yangu Swebe naye tupambane, tutafute timu, tutafute makampuni. Na namna ya kutafuta makampuni natakiwa sasa hivi tuanze kwa matangazo. Matangazo ndiyo tutakayoweza kupata kampuni kubwa mbalimbali na watu kuingia kujoin katika kampuni ili tuweze kuwa share, na kama anavyoongea kiongozi wetu pale Nairobi, mimi nimekuelewa. Tutapambana. Mimi nawahakikishia tutapambana kuanzia sasa.
Naomba kama naweza ongezea kidogo, natafuta duka Tanzania, ndio sasa pia nao mkuwe na product kwa ukaribu na kwenu, kwa sababu ndiyo. Kama ni duka mtu yuweza kaenda, kama ni Mbeya yuenda hapo town ananunua anapelekea watu wake wa mashambani. So kwangu natafuta maduka upande wa Tanzania, na kama mngenipa njia ya kuja Tanzania na hayo maduka, naja na ukubwa sana.
Kama maduka hayakosekani.
Ni mwekezaji.
Sasa tuwe pamoja. Sisi tutaongea na Daniel. Okay. Kuanzia kesho tutafanya kikao naye. Tutamuelekeza namna ya kufanya kwa hapa Dar es Salaam mzigo ufikie wapi. Kama mtatuambia hicho sawa, lakini pia inabidi sisi pia tupambane, tutafute wadau wengi ili tuwe na center.
Okay, good. So
Daniel, maybe you can explain just a bit for the sake of our English listeners.
Yeah, thank you so much. To add into that, Mr. Grayson was saying that they are working so hard to make sure that they increase what we call the outlets, also the element of looking for an investor, because basically the company is already registered in Tanzania. The only remaining thing is that also as a company, we want them to, let's meet halfway, right? They should show the interests. So basically what we have agreed is that look for at least for like an investor who will come in, ask for a bigger order. Let's see volumes going to Tanzania and then it will also propel the company to come and now initiate the whole process of registering the product. So which I think it's a good idea, and it is work in place. All right. So I'm so glad. Thank you so much, Mr. Edstone and Mr. Grayson, for the views that you've shared. And I believe it's work in process. Also, the rest of the people, Mr. Nathan, did you have something to add? Because basically today's session, it's all about leaders. We want to identify the challenges that are limiting us not to move forward. We remove the challenges so that we can increase the volume sales on monthly, weekly, and daily basis. Nathan, you had something to share? Nathan? Okay, no problem. Maybe Mr. Apollo? Something you wanted to add as a leader? Because today we are having an interactive session, so feel free to air your views. Let's discuss them out. Let's come up with a... Yes?
Let me ask you one thing again. I would like to chip in some point.
Okay.
Are you listening?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're listening.
My point is, I wanted to have what if all what Mr. the one who said about the registration, which is he says that have been dealt with or are done. I'm happy to hear that. But my question is, if it is done, it's easier for all this information to be you can even send to us by through digital or through our WhatsApp, so that it's easier for us to make even a copy, so that if we start selling our product, it could be easier if they say, okay, do you have any paper which gives you a license to start giving us what you're trying to say? It would be easier and simple. For example, I have a person who is called Alpha Fire Group, who this person is a dealer, is a rice producer. He produces rice anyway, I should say. He exports rice in Congo, Nigeria, in Africa. So this person is one of the, he's a tycoon in short. And he has even machinery to his place. He has trucks. So that person, it could, for me, I wanted him to go to his place, but I failed because I don't have an ID, which it itself, I'm coming from a certain company. So in line to that, so I cannot go empty-handed. I cannot sell anything. Otherwise, it will say this person is selling something. I mean, it's bringing in some fake news. So of which I'm not interested to be implicated for that. That's why we are trying. It's easier. We are finding it a bit difficult to go there to start selling, because you do not have papers to show that I have a TBS, whatever. I have the BRERA paper, so that you can even seal them and show him that I have this and I have my ID. I'm now trying to sell this idea of why we have FFX. We need to have FFX to your company. And that person is easier. I can even travel to miners, for example, in Junior, sell this product, this idea. It's easier. But because of why we are getting stuck, I'm sorry, my friend, Mr. Grayson was trying to say it's fine. But for me, I used to work with TRA. I know, for us, if you are caught, you are trying to trade with something which is for you do not have papers. It's easier to say, okay, this is economical embezzlement when it comes to criminal case. So of which I do not want to have our people to be implicated. Even if I gather this what we call border borders, they say, bwana, kitambulisho chako kiko wapi? Where is your ID and the license testing this? And we Tanzanians, we are tricky. We normally use that weak point and to. So I do not want to bring a funny image to. It's easier for us as long as this man after you who tried to respond to us, who reacted on this. I'm happy that you have. For example, you gave me the other paper for BRERA. I said fine. I remember you gave me that one. So the others also, I would like to be also. You forwarded to me. You should do the same, so that once I want to go, and that's why you could see this day I've stopped even translating, because I would say I have them, but how can I start selling the product? I was getting stuck. It's not that we do not want that thing. People they need to see us having this thing in place and with the authority taking a room of its own, of its cost.
Okay, can I answer this, please, Ashton? number one, I
yeah.
appreciate TRA, our friends, and we are a very straight company. We want to do things in the right way. And why we have done what we have done is because, number one, there are people, I'll be very honest with you. There are people who are good people and there are bad people. Okay? And bad people, when they get your paperwork, tomorrow you'll come to Tanzania and you're told you have a debt. They misused your account or they misused your PIN number to do funny things. So we protect our information. That's number one. Number two, if you come directly to myself, which I'm the representative of my daily choice within the region, then I'll work with you understanding exactly where our paperwork is going. If it is somebody that you want to bring on board, I am willing and we are ready and willing to be able to stand with you from day one all the way until the last day, okay? And make sure that the products are done the way they need to be done. In Kenya, we import directly from the US. In Tanzania, you can do the same. But my problem, or rather our problem, is we import products to Tanzania and we don't have off-takers, or we don't have enough market to be able to absorb the products. It is a cost. If they sit in Tanzania, it's another cost. And we have to be very honest with what is happening. So the best thing is, first, we interest you. I show you we have a good product. If you show me that you have got numbers and you have got numbers, then we make the transition to having an independent MDC Tanzania market, which does not even rely on Kenya. And that is where we are. Mr. Ashton.
That one I've had. That one I'm very happy to say that I've had, and thank you for that. What I was trying to insist, or to elaborate, or to try to look at the other side, or the angle of Kenyans and us as well. Because I said, for us here, I was trying to stress again. Well, it was not an issue of not having customers in place. We do have them, but it was as long as when you got to a certain big company like the one for, as I said, Lafayette Group Company, who this person he deals with price. He's a giant when it comes to rice and whatever and the other crops. So this person, he has machinery for him to import, to look for, or to ask for you to bring him to, or to import, to buy a commodity in a larger quantity. It's easier for him. But for now,
yes,
I cannot just go into his place.
Let me jump in for that, Mr. Aston.
Yes.
Let me jump in on that.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me jump in on that. Because basically, like I had explained it to Mr. Grayson, we talked with Mr. Grayson, right? When it comes to the laws of East Africa, I told him that just like we were advised by our lawyer, right? We are allowed to, provided a product has KEBS, we are allowed to take them to Tanzania in small quantities. When we start importing big quantities, that's when we'll be required to pay some taxes. So for the company, at least, to be just like Mr. Stephen was explaining, the company always works so hard to make sure that it's profitable. What we are required to do, Sasa, it's us on the ground. We make sure at least these small quantities, we can have a constant flow of products. Meaning, for instance, we have in a month or in a week, Tanzania is taking constantly like 30 or 40 executive packs. By so doing, we know that there is a certain flow of products in Tanzanian market, all right? If that company happens to come in, there's nothing wrong with you having those samples, taking to the company to test the samples. If the company likes the product and says that they are willing to commit $10,000 to buy products, and they are sure they'll commit that kind of money, then the process of registration, Mr. Stephen will take it over. We want to operate with certainty, all right? So please, the ball is on our court. Let's fight hard towards that, all right? Just like I had explained to Mr. Grayson, let's make sure we increase that volume sales for now. The company will chop in when we see we have a constant number of products, okay, coming to Tanzania. You get my point? Because we don't have to get the products there and they lie idle. All those are expenses. You understand, right? Yes. So thank you so much for your contribution, Mr. Aston.
Can I say something? I'm looking, as I've said at the beginning of my conversation, I'm looking for shops in Tanzania. So if your gentleman is ready to come and engage with us, Mr. Ashton. My doors are very wide open to sit and engage for that gentleman to come on board and open up the Tanzanian market, need be.
Sure.
Thank you.
Good. So I also wanted to open the platform. Any other person any other member in the Zoom meeting today who wants to say something, you have something to share. I can see Mr. Stanfield, Nathan, Mr. Riley, you can raise your hand. John, Mr. Apollo. It's an open. Today is a leaders meeting. We want to converse. We want to exchange ideas on how we can make sure that we have won in these African markets. Okay. Anyone who had something to add?
So I have a point now. I would like to add something on top of that. Can I go ahead?
Yeah.
I'm saying I want to speak to Mr. The co-host. So another issue I would like you to add on it is the man who was reacting on my questions. I would like to have to come into my account and give me his number so that it will be also easier to tell him where he can also have a place to open up or to access someone's shop. Can I have his number? Or you can give me. You can respond to my account so that I can communicate with him to
I'll give you
in Tanzania.
Yes, no problem. But something I wanted to highlight, what he meant, we need someone committed to put in some money and buy some volume, not only a physical shop. Please, let's understand each other there. Right?
That one is okay. That's why I've said. That's what I've said. It's easier. We have these people who have big machines.
Yes.
They have excavators, for example, Junior. Those other people can buy in bulk. Can buy in bulk like those shares, those gallons. It's easier. It's possible. So to your office or to MDC is for us also to have. Okay, we can make up. For example, I've started making my own ID. Earlier, I've made I did that, but because the problem which was happening in my ID was I wrote FFX instead of MDC, Africa, Tanzania Limited, of which now lost there, whatever. It's a wastage because there was something missing out of that. So I have to go and redo it.
Okay.
Through that paper you gave me, you forwarded me through my WhatsApp. So I have to go and redo it again so that I can have the correct ID. So this is the problem we have. You cannot go there with search and say, okay, this you're bringing this product. Now, for example, I have my ID now today. It's easier for me to sell out the product. That was my first call, my printing.
Okay.
I think you get me what I mean by that.
Sure, we do. No problem. Yes, we'll sort it out with Mr. Aston. I'll definitely link you up with Mr. Steven. He's the head of this region, and I'm very much sure we'll come with a solution because basically Tanzania, being a population of almost 60 million people, we really, really need to penetrate that market, and we really need it because I know the moment Tanzanians like something, will be the demand will be very high at Tashidok supply. So I'm so glad for you leaders. Thank you so much. Let's keep on working tirelessly. Okay, let's commit.
You know why Tanzania is a bigger market for FFX? Because of the company we have in mining are many. Because mining in Tanzania, it is as big as other country like Kenya, Nigeria, and where Africa. I mean, I think we are next to after South Africa or Congo.
Okay, good. Yes.
It comes to that, it's easier for us to go and check on those because we have papers now of which can allow us to move in. That's the fact anyway.
Thank you so much, Mr. Aston. Thanks a lot. I'm very much sure you'll come with something very constructive and something very firm. So without further ado, I can see time is against us. Mr. Steven, you had something to add before we welcome Mr. Dale for closure?
I can see quite a number of leaders here, and my good friend Apollo from Uganda, Grayson Ashton from Tanzania, John from South Sudan. If we sat down just to get the information right, I think we can fly. And that's where I simply come into play, because the model that we are using, maybe we are lacking information. I say information is power, and I think that's what is lacking. So if you can get in touch with us, Daniel, I think we can stitch for Tanzania what they need. For South Sudan, again, we can stitch what we need. For Uganda, it's a stitched case. We have all the paperwork, including the registration of the product in the market. So again, I'm just looking for people to actually come in as partners. And that's what I keep on repeating. Partners who understand how to take it to the village or to our towns and to our local people and our consumers. I say thank you for the opportunity, Daniel, and I hand it back to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mr. John, please, you had something to add. You want to hear something from South Sudan, all the way from Juba. Mr. John, please welcome.
Thank you so much. I concur with the current speaker that we need real numbers. In South Sudan, we are working on numbers now.
Sure.
Before we go to another thing. What we're working to is make sure that a few people will are able to purchase somehow in volume, and then all the processes that registration, all this, will be confident that it will be done in time, because you need to have numbers, and those numbers, after having them, you'll be able to expand, because each person you convince to be able to convince other people, and the other goes on. So what for us, we're working on numbers now before we think of registration at the moment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. John. I really appreciate that. Thank you. We're also very glad because luckily, with the help of also our regional leader, Mr. Stephen Kavilu, we have found already established a way that we'll be making sure that products get to Juba, South Sudan, very efficiently. We also established good way of getting the products to Tanzania as well, as far as Dodoma or Dar es Salaam. Established a way of getting products to Uganda, Kampala. And also, I'm so happy to mention that we have also established a good way to get products to Goma, Congo. All right, a very smooth way that doesn't take time. Because initially, we used to take 1.5 months to get products to Congo, Goma. But right now, 3-4 days at most, the products are there. So we really thank God. Also, the other day, I sent products to Zambia, a place called Lusaka. And today, during the day, he received his products. So we have a smooth way of getting products to you. So we are happy about that. So without further ado, I can see time is against us. I want to welcome Mr. Dell with all due respect. Please share your words of wisdom with us before we close. Welcome, Mr. Dell.
Oh, thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Great job today. You know, today was kind of something different from what we normally do, being interactive and hearing other people's opinions. We used to do that in our leadership group, which we used to have on Wednesdays. Didn't have a lot of turnout for a while there, so we kind of let that one close down. But it was good to have this kind of interaction. Normally our Mondays is more of a related towards training, more giving you every kind of aid that you need to build this business. So again, it was a good change. You know, I think you're understanding what we're looking at now. We're kind of changing the model for Africa from what we used to have, which was more like what we have in the United States. And the thing is, when we try to ship product, you know, just buy a executive pack here and executive pack there, it gets very expensive in Africa compared to what it does in the United States. So again, we're learning as we go. We're learning that we have to adjust to the cultures of the different countries, different continents, and we've made that adjustment. This is the way we're going to grow in Africa, because if we have have one or more stocking distributors in a country, then when people hear about what we have to offer and they get excited, they don't have to get excited and then wait 2 weeks for their product. While they're excited and they want to grow, they're able to get their product immediately from the stockist, and then whatever they ordered, the stockist will get that resupplied from Nairobi as it stands right now. So that, again, nobody has to wait. So basically, instead of going the old way of somebody signing up, maybe waiting 2 weeks to get their product, and by then maybe their excitement has ebbed, now you have people joining, getting their product, able to go out today or tomorrow and talk to other people. They get excited. They want to buy. They buy from the stockist, and so forth and so forth. So during that 2-week period that you'd normally wait for product, you may have built a team of 10, 20, 30, 40 people during that period of time. So again, success loves speed. And that's exactly what we're creating. Okay. This is the way that we can put a lot of money in a lot of people's pockets very, very quickly, which builds excitement, builds momentum, and we can go from there. So I love what we're doing. So again, our company will follow the money. So if you, like every other company in the world, they follow the money. So suddenly Tanzania is the country that's all of a sudden doing 50K in sales per month. Well, guess what? That gets us some focus. That gets us possibility of setting up a stocking warehouse there through a 3PL service. It could deliver anywhere in the country. These are the type of things we're trying to do so that we can build, create excitement, create momentum, create wealth. And I think we're well on our way to doing that. Stephen, great explanation. Daniel, great concept that you're doing today. Loved it. And for all those who joined in and made comments, Stan, John, Drayson, thank you for your comments. I mean, they were well received. You know, you were speaking a lot of Swahili, so I picked up a word here and a word there on that. But you know, you could have, as I joke, you could have been telling everybody that I was the rear end of a water buffalo, and I wouldn't have known any different. But again, it was great to have you guys all on. Look forward to seeing you. Remember, Thursday we do our opportunity presentation for people from Africa. You want to make sure you attend that and invite people. Invite people. Coming to that call on Thursday without inviting people is wasting your efforts. You need to bring people to that call so they can hear what we have to say, what we have to offer, and we can go from there. So again, and then we'll be right back here next Monday for some more training. So thanks everybody for coming on. Thank you all our leaders for participating, and we will see you all soon. So have a great evening, and